Correct. Let me make sure I muted everyone. Mute all. Continue. So if you guys wouldn't mind, you don't have to if you're just being a legit creep, but I totally get it. I was like that too. So where are you from? You can write in the chat box right there. I don't know where it is on your phone. You can just write where you're from in the chat box. Maybe who invited you. Cool. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, but I moved to North Carolina to not be freezing. I'm gonna have another sip before I go because I'm scared. Charlotte, Louisiana, Connecticut. Oh my god. Cool. So, all right. So Kelsey is going to help me with the slides here. You want to start sharing them, Kels? Are you even on this?
Yeah, boo. Hold on one second. Got you.
Oh, God. Before I get all scared and awkward, really awkward, raise your hand if, like, it's your first time on Zoom. You can't see hands anymore, of course. I'm like, raise your hand. I can't even see them anymore. All right, so I'm just going to start. So why coaching? All right, hold on 1 second. I can't really see. Do you guys see this? Kyla, I can only see you right now. Can you see the why coaching thing? Cool. So I am Haley Christian. I want to see my face. There it is. All right, my name is Haley Christian, and I am actually the founder of Team Determination, and these are a couple of leaders on my team that are going to be, not all of them, sharing some of their stories, so you don't just like hear from mine, just because you can relate to so many other stories, other people's stories. But I want to say this quickly, and I'll probably say it again at the end, just because you relate to my story or Ashley's story or Kelsey or whatever, don't just think that you can reach out to them because you relate to their story. Reach out to the person that invited you here, because first of all, they were brave enough to invite you. This is awkward. And they invited you here to give you this life-changing opportunity. So make sure you reach out to them after this if you are interested. And don't worry, we are going to, actually the people that are going to be speaking tonight, we run a training together, all of us. So we'll be you'll be on our team. So don't think that just because you don't sign up with me, you're not going to get trainings from me. First of all, I work with everybody on my downline if you show up. And again, we run trainings together. So that would be awkward if you reached out to me when, you know what I mean, somebody else invited you. But anyway, thank you, Kelsey. What the F? It's like glitching. You see that? Unless you are, freak.
I'm a glitch. Go ahead. You keep going. You got this, girl.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted to go to the next slide, no?
Oh, here we go. I'm like, I thought you were making fun of me because I went ahead too fast. Go ahead.
No, okay, cool. So I like this picture right here because it's just crazy to see that all of these faces here on this picture and all of these faces on this Zoom call right now, you guys wouldn't be like here right now if I gave up. So I am the founder of Team Determination. I've been a coach for 5 years, and like you see, Kelsey right here has been a coach for 3 years. Team Ride or Die, Ashley, 2 years. Team Live with Purpose, Lindsey Feeney, 2 years. Team Soul Sorority. Danielle, 2 years. Team Lionheart Tribe, Kyla, 4 years. Team Dino Dynasty. I love the name Kyla. There is a meaning behind it, but anyway, and plus she likes dinosaurs. But I think it's so great that like if I gave up, none of these lives here would be changed so dramatically, and you guys wouldn't even be here. I wouldn't even know you, and you wouldn't have this opportunity right here in front of your face, this $1 million opportunity right in front of your face. And next. All right, so I need to put like a timer on because I'm really trying to make this super quick. So hold on. I'm gonna put, okay, so stopwatch, start. Hold on, reset, start. All right, so I want to share a little about my story like before I started coaching, but like I said, I am the founder of Team Termination, and before coaching, I was working 19-hour days. I was a hairdresser and bartender, 9 to 5 at the salon, 5 to 3 o'clock in the morning behind the bar, and now I'm a actually I like to say this because it makes me feel even cooler, multiple six-figure earner, and just recently retired my husband. And I cannot believe I can still say that out loud. I feel so cool because I didn't plan on saying this. This is why I set timers. Goddamn. I grew up really, really poor. Like I have 3 sisters, and my mom got like groceries from Salvation Army and presents from Salvation Army. So this kind of stuff, like me saying this, I always knew I wanted to make a difference and make a lot of money and not worry about time and money. But I never knew how. And so this is like the vehicle that got me here. So 5 years ago, I started 5 years ago, literally on the 14th, March 14th was my 5-year coach anniversary. But 5 years ago, I hit my rock bottom, and I was going to say, like, you kind of have to hit rock bottom to really change, but not everyone does. So my rock bottom, like, I really, first of all, I hope that you guys make the decision before that happens. But if you are in your rock bottom, you do have hope, and this is it right here. But my rock bottom was just drugs, alcohol, and I gained a bunch of weight. So like my drugs, like, I never took anything serious. I was actually like a pretty good kid in my mom's eyes, but like I would buy Adderall off of people. I'm not prescribed it. I don't think I have ADD. I don't know, but I'm really shy, and I was really tired because I was working 19-hour days. So Adderall kind of made me energetic to the person I really wanted to be. I just didn't know how to be yet. So I bought that, and like, that's a lot of money and awkward and yucky feeling, first of all, to do that and say that to random people at the bar, like, hey, you got Adderall? It just made me feel like a gross person. And on top of that, so during the day I did that. At night I was a drunk bartender. And it was really hard to say that for a long time because I loved the bar I worked at. I didn't love doing it, but I loved the people that I worked with. And I felt really bad saying it out loud because it was basically me stealing from a company that I really liked. But I didn't love being on somebody else's schedule for 10 years, like, which I was. And that's kind of the reason why I did that. It's just because I was just trying to go through the motions every single day and just trying to be somebody else. I just brave enough to talk and enough energy to move. So anyway, I knew I needed a change. I knew it started with my health. I just had no idea like how to start that. And I had too much anxiety. I like have really bad anxiety. At least I used to, not so much anymore. And not enough time to go to the gym. So I did have P90X. I saw it in an infomercial. Do you guys raise your hand if you ever heard of P90X? Obviously, right? So I had that. I got it from an infomercial. I came home late over and over and over again from the bar, 3 o'clock in the morning. I always was on. I had it forever, and I just sat in a box, and I would always, whenever I was feeling kind of fat, I would do it. And then I would do it for like 2 days, feel so sore and stop, and don't do it again for a year, and do that again for the next year. And then the next year, it never worked out. The thing I was really missing was support and accountability, which is what we offer as coaches. So finally, when I hit that rock bottom, I did P90X for real. And I told everyone I worked with, Patrick and everyone, that I was going to do P90X from start to finish. I hated social media, so I didn't tell them. I hated it. Like, I never even posted on it, never took a selfie, nothing. So, but I had some accountability, Patrick and people I worked with, to finish it. And it was one thing that made me a little bit happier and smile a little bit more. And everyone was like, what are you doing? Because I had like my shirt tucked in. You know, when you have your shirt tucked in, you feel skinny. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh my God. So I told them, and I actually helped 5 people get P90X without even knowing I could be their coach and I could make money for this. So right around then, my sister asked me, how's the whole hairdressing thing going? That was like a new career. Like, everyone was so happy for me because Haley was finally not just a bartender anymore. She was a big girl. And I was like, I fucking hate it. I'm sorry, excuse my language. And I had to lie to everyone else, like pretend like I'm open for availability Tuesday 1 to 9. Like, I was just a liar, you know? And so my sister was like, how is that hairdressing thing going? And I said, I wish, I don't love it. Honestly, I wish I could work for Beachbody. And I didn't know about this opportunity. I had no clue. Like I said, I hated social media. I hated all that stuff. So that's why I always offer the opportunity on social media, because I didn't get it like that. So anyway, my sister randomly knew this kid, well, man, that was super successful Beachbody coach, I guess. And I always think everything's a big fat lie, but I was like, whatever, I hate my life so much, maybe this is the thing. And it was the thing. I signed up with him that day, and I've had that same coach for 5 years. He has completely changed my life. He is the richest man I know, living the most dream. He has 5 kids, hardly works now, literally makes like $46,000 a week, living his best life. And I'm like, if he can do it, why can't I? Guys, if I can do it, why can't you? Same thing. These girls that are about to speak for you, they saw me do it, and that's why they're doing it, and that's why they're successful. You know, it's why they're getting there. You know. So anyway, it was the best / worst time ever for me, because I was working 19 hours, but I hated my life. So I used that as fuel to my fire instead of an excuse not to. Again, I was the shyest girl. I still am. My face is red. I'm sweating. I hate this so much. I'm doing it for you. I have anxiety, and I still it's way better. I don't take my anxiety medicine anymore since I started. But I hate computers. Like, this was really hard for me to create. I basically cried the whole day trying to make this. I had no business background, and Kyla, I don't know what I'm saying in the last little bit here, because you commented, but the last little bit, my reason for coaching is just to be free. Like I was saying, I grew up really poor. My mom still, no money, never has money. I never had time, and to be free, meaning free of time, do what I want, with who I want, and never worry about money. And that's exactly what I created for myself. And you guys can too. And that's all. Thank you, guys.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Here I go. I'm like, can I read what I said though? Oh no. Sorry guys. I'm not. Lindsay is the one that's great at this. She'll be on here any second if she is. But I'm going to control the slides. So bear with me. I'm going to start my timer as well, because, you know, we all have a case of squirrel brain. And I honestly wasn't going to talk about this, but Haley sparked it in my brain when she was talking about the fact that she took Adderall and she wasn't, she doesn't think she's ADD. I was prescribed to take ADD medication when I was 25 years old, and I had gotten to a point where I couldn't focus on life because I was just constantly had so much going on. And my doctor, I don't know if anybody has ever been through this. I'm literally going off the script here. You're not going to read this in this slide right now. But anyways, I don't know if anyone's ever been through this. He made me take this quiz, and he was like, yes, you have ADD. And I was like, but I've lived my whole life being okay. Just, I never got good grades. I was never crazy smart. I used to quit so easily when something didn't go my way or I didn't find passion with it. It didn't light me up. I was like, damn, what am I going to do with my life? I don't know. So I have a 10-year-old son. You can see him up in that top corner. He's obviously adorable, super handsome fiance, and life is freaking awesome right now. But it was not always. I had gotten to this low. I had been through a series of toxic relationships. Right there, you'll read after a very scary ending to a toxic relationship was when I decided to make this life change. But it wasn't just one, you guys. And if anybody else has ever been through this, I had been through multiple where I accepted love that I didn't, or where I was accepting the type of people into my life, thinking that that was all I deserved because of pieces of my upbringing and what I had been through. I was like, you know what, yes, there's so many people out there that have these fairy tale stories, and that's just not me. It's never going to be me. I didn't think that I could be living a life that I wanted to live. And I felt like I was always going to be at this point where I was just playing I felt like the victim. Okay. So you'll hear that a lot. You can either keep acting like the victim or decide that your circumstances don't define you and grow above those. I played the victim for so long because of shit that I've been through. Guys, we all go through hard stuff, and everybody's stories are different, but it depends on what you're willing to do to get yourself out of it. That is the person that you become. So I was working full-time. I owned a photography business, and I started coaching for the business opportunity because I came across somebody's post after, like, if you read in this, I had just been through the scariest situation I had ever been in a relationship. I'm not going to get into too crazy detail, but like I ended up with an indefinite restraining order against this person, and it was the scariest thing I had ever been through. It could have ended a lot worse. Everything ended up like working out, and I got out of it in time to turn my life around, but I was terrified to stay at my home for over 2 weeks, and I had like night terrors after that. I was scared when there like wasn't somebody near me, and I was like, damn, like what can I do to turn my life around? Like, what is it going to take, Kelsey? Like, what are you going to do for your son to show him that he can achieve his dreams? He can achieve any and everything that he wants to. Like, you need to set the example for him. And I came across somebody's post that had said something along the lines of like, you know, change your life, getting healthy and fit while helping others do the same. And I was kind of just like, yeah, okay. You know, like the skeptic that we all have in us, like, okay, BS, like you don't get paid to do that. There's no way. But I was staying at my parents' house at the time, and it had been, you know, this several weeks that I was staying there, and I was like, who am I to judge this girl? How can I judge her when I have no idea, like, her circumstances? So I decided to reach out to her. I signed up that day for the business opportunity, having no idea what I was getting myself into. But when I tell you this has been the best decision I've ever made in my life, and it has flipped the script for what I thought my life was going to be and opened up so many opportunities, financially, physically, emotionally, mentally, you name it. It did all of that for me. So it has been incredible. Now I'm living a life of travel and freedom and doing what I want to do on a day-to-day basis. I get married in less than 2 months to the man of my dreams that I never would have met if it wasn't for this opportunity, and becoming this person that I never thought I could become. So I'm like, okay, I need to stop now. I'm like way past my time limit, but that is, in a nutshell, just a little bit of what this can do for you. And I hope that you guys take advantage of this and just give it a go. And now we're on to our next beautiful lady. Feel free to unmute yourself, my girl, Ashley.
Love you. Thank you. Hi guys, how's it going? My name's Ashley Spalding. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Rochester, Minnesota. As you can see here, I have gone from a full-time hairstylist, part-time waitress, to a full-time coach, and now a casual bartender. I'm recently married to my husband, Connor, and we've been married for about 7 months now. We've actually been together for about 7 years, and that is my stepson, Colton. He's also 10 years old. Basically, my story kind of goes back to, like, right out of high school. I pretty much did, like, the normal thing that everybody else was doing, was to go to college. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. You know, no major picked out, no passion really for anything. I was kind of just going with the flow. And I went through a couple different majors. I eventually landed on nursing just because my mom's a nurse. I figured I'd be good at it too. Fast forward a little bit, a couple years, we had moved to Rochester from Winona to be closer to my stepson, and I got waitlisted for the nursing program. Now, growing up and things like that, I had always loved doing hair. I love everything, hair, fashion, you name it. I'm so girly, and I love it so much. So basically, doing hair was kind of always my fallback. I always said, like, well, if anything else fails, I'm just going to go to hair school. And eventually, I ended up doing that. So I waitressed my way through hair school. I graduated in 10 months, best in my class, graduated with honors. I got into an amazing salon in my town, which in the beginning, it required me to drive an hour commute to go through the training process, which it was typically is about a year, but for me, they made it be about 6 months. And so I got down finally back to my hometown, 5-minute commute to work, still working that waitressing job. And I worked in the salon for about 2 years, and I just felt stuck. I looked at my life and I looked at my future, and I just felt like I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't see anything big happening for myself. I thought about, the time that came when Connor and I did decide to have another baby. You don't get paid maternity leave or anything like that when you are a hairstylist, at least not where I worked. And so I was like thinking about my family and thinking about my future and how I always was just missing out on everything. And that's what's kind of gotten me to the point where I am with coaching. Backtrack a little bit. That's not where I started though. Being a hairstylist, I was always on my feet and, working 50 to 60 plus hour weeks, I was always on the go. My food habits were terrible. It was basically just quick, easy things I could kind of shove in my mouth, grab a pizza from across the street, a latte on the other corner of the street, and call it a day. And it really started to take a toll on my body. I tried going to the gym. I took fat burners. I did classes. I tried workout buddies. Nothing worked. And so I was kind of at my breaking point. I literally was about to say, like, all right, you're going to give one thing one last try. Otherwise, you're going to say screw it and eat and drink all the things you want and just be happy with your life. And you're going to have to accept that. So an old coworker of mine actually showed me Haley's Instagram and legit was obsessed with her results, and I wanted my own. So I reached out. I'm very impulsive. Reached out immediately. Signed up within a week. I got super great results within my first 3 weeks, and I literally just wanted to scream it from the rooftops. I hit my first rank within a week of coaching, and it has changed my life so much ever since. I was able to quit my hairdressing job within a month of coaching, not because of the money, you guys, because I justified it with my husband that if I was to quit my job doing hair, I could focus more on working my business with Beachbody and pick up more hours at the bar and still make the same amount of money, but gain so much time. I was so sick of missing out on everything and never having enough time for anything. And this has given me so much more freedom already than I could have ever imagined. So basically, I just have kind of turned that little side hustle that I fell in love with into my full-time passion. And I feel like I finally have passion for something in life, and I feel like I have a purpose here on this earth now.
Word of the day, passion, just saying. That's the truth. I always was wondering, what am I meant for? What is the point of me being here? And same. So I can totally relate. Thanks, baby. Who's next?
I'm hold on. We'll find out.
Hold on. Is Lindsey here? Wait, hold on.
It's me. I'm here.
Hi!
Yay! Perfect.
Hi. All right. So for anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Lindsey. Clearly, I work coaching into my life. I also do social media and marketing for a local store in Portsmouth, which you'll hear more about. Portsmouth is where I live in New Hampshire. And I just got out of work at 8 o'clock. So I'm here. And this is just honestly a really great example of how you can make this business work for you no matter what else is going on in your life. It's something that you can fit into little pockets of your time. But anyway, I can't really talk to you guys about where I am now without telling you where I started. So I joined my very first boot camp in November of 2016. And just to paint the picture, I was living in Boston. I was working in corporate retail. I worked for both TJX and Talbot's. And I was in a relationship, had an apartment that I loved. I literally had everything that I thought was supposed to make me happy. And I wasn't. And it's because I wasn't happy with myself. And I had realized after, a summer kayaking trip where I saw some pictures of myself that I had put on 30 pounds in the 3 years since I had graduated college. And it wasn't a healthy 30 pounds. It was 30 pounds of having freschetta pizzas and bottles of wine, and really not treating my body like anything other than a garbage disposal. I was just not fueling myself. And because of that, I was always tired. I was depressed. My clothes didn't fit anymore. It took me like 30 minutes to get ready every day. I was just in a place where I feel like I hit a rock bottom. So I was like, you know what? I need to change something. Of course, you guys know, we try everything before we try this opportunity that actually means you have to invest in it, right? So I tried all the quick fixes. I tried the teas. I tried everything on Pinterest, I tried to weasel my way around this opportunity that really worked because it meant that I would have to really commit to it. It took me seeing a friend's transformation on Facebook to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that for the past year that I've been struggling, she's been doing these at-home workout programs, and I want the results that she has. Oh no, I don't know where my slides went.
Kelsey, God damn it, you can't be in control.
But either way, I saw her transformation and I was like, that's exactly what I want for myself. So I reached out to her and I was like, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know who's involved. I don't know what I have to do, but I need to join. And she said, great, I can sign you up right away. I have a boot camp starting in November. So November 2016, I joined my first boot camp. Guys, I lost 10 pounds and 10 inches in my very first boot camp, and it changed my life. Thank you, Kelsey Crossan.
Oh my God. I'm glad we got that. Hey, Lindsey, thank God you're just on point always.
Doing my best. And so I lost 10 pounds and 10 inches. I was seriously convinced that this worked. I had been avoiding Beachbody for a long time because I didn't want to give in. I felt like I was giving into something, like, oh, they got me or something. But really, it's like actually just accepting an amazing opportunity that has been proven to work for the past 20 years. And so I was a few months into my boot camps. I was loving life. And I'm not going to lie, guys, like I said, living in Boston, had an apartment, had a corporate job, but I was struggling financially. And I knew that my new investment in my health was a non-negotiable at this point. I was cutting other things out of my finances every week, every month in order to afford this, because I knew that in the long run, this is adding years to my life, whereas other things that I was spending money on, like a lot of alcohol and a lot of Ubers, weren't. And so I made sure that I could afford this, and I had to brainstorm a few things. I was looking on Craigslist for second jobs. I was pursuing my master's online because I was like, you know what? Maybe if I can climb the corporate ladder faster, I can, make more money and be in a better place financially. But then I thought, why am I spending money to make money? And this is not to knock anyone who is pursuing higher education, because truthfully, more power to you. I one day really hope to be able to finish what I started, but I was paying out of pocket. And it at the time wasn't going to give me the increase in pay that I needed to see immediately. I needed to make money that week, not in 5 years. And I thought, okay, if I could just get my shakes paid for, and I could also introduce, I have a few friends, I have some family members who might be interested in trying these programs, because everyone, is telling me that they're so proud of me, and, because I'm candid with my story and I'm candid with what I do. So I opted into the coaching opportunity, and sharing my love for the programs that were beginning to change my life quickly, like 0 to 60, went from being a hobby to being a passion, because I truthfully feel like I found my purpose. Being able to be a coach has allowed me to move back home to New Hampshire from working in Boston. I said goodbye to my corporate job over a year ago, and I have absolutely no regrets from it, because I decided that instead of, this corporate grind, I'm going to do passion projects from 9 to 5. So I am not only going to, pursue coaching and continue to coach and grow my coaching business and help people literally live their best lives, but I'm going to work again at the bridal store that I worked at when I was in high school, that I have such an emotional and personal connection to those women. And, they found a spot for me to be able to do their social media and marketing. So yes, Instagram is my life, but I love it. And I'm so happy that coaching allowed me to make that move. And it's so funny, you guys, because I was just in Key West and I was thinking, how nice would it be to live here? And then I thought, oh shit, I can live here, because coaching I could take with me anywhere. No matter what happens, I know that I will never be jobless. I know that I will always have something that I do that at the end of the day, I know that I made an impact on someone's life. I know I made an impact on, my friends, my family. And I just feel like thinking about that bigger picture, even if it's just a side hustle. Guys, I started working when I was, doing my corporate job. I started coaching and I built my business in the bathroom. And now, luckily, I don't have to just sneak away to the bathroom to get back to messages. I can do it from home, where I work basically all the time, which is amazing. And I just think that truthfully, coaching has been one of the best opportunities to not only keep me, with public accountability, keep me so present in my own physical journey, but, to keep sharing this with other people has really just been priceless.
Wow. I'm amazing. Thank you so much. You're literally perfect in every single way. I can't wait to kiss you in West Palm. Kyla!
It's me! It's
Hi, baby! Hey, really quickly, I know if you guys are listening and watching whatever, and if you're on your computer, you can move this little, I don't know about you, but where I am and where I see people on Zoom is on the right hand corner, and you can move that to the left, to the right, up, down, so you can see the pictures more, because right now the way it's placed, I can't see Kyla's pictures, so you got to move it to see the cool transformations. Anyways, go ahead, baby.
Hi, I'm Kyla. I'm from Plymouth, Massachusetts. I purposely left a transformation off of my slide because I want you to know that you do not have to love health and fitness. You don't have to love working out. You don't even have to like it to do this job. I don't. Do I have a transformation? Yes, of course I do. These programs work, duh, no brainer. But that's not why I came into this. I came into this fully and wholeheartedly for the coaching opportunity. So yes, obviously, they make me feel good, and they make me do things like this. When if I didn't work out, this would not be happening right now. So they make me be able to human, but doesn't mean that I love them all the time. Anyways, so I came into this fully for the coaching opportunity. I came out of high school, no goals, no dreams, no nothing. And I did the typical thing that you should do, and that's follow a boy on his goals and dreams, right? Yeah, no, not. Not the goal there, but that's what I did. I didn't go to college. I was like, no, I'm going to follow my boyfriend because that's what I want to do. And obviously that relationship ended so bad. We were so terrible for each other. We were toxic, screaming at each other all the time. It was horrible. And so obviously inevitably we broke up, and I did the second worst thing you can possibly do after that is become a workaholic. I got a full-time job at an animal hospital, which at the time I loved. I love working with animals. I love animals in general. That's my little baby on the screen. I say baby, she's a senior citizen these days, but it's okay. And yeah, I threw myself into my job. I was there for 10 years. And like I said, at the beginning, I loved it, but eventually it got to the point where it was a very toxic environment. I was underappreciated, #team no lunch break. I literally didn't get a lunch break for pretty much the entire 10 years that I worked there. So that just shows you right there. I was feelings of being trapped. I was starting to get anxiety. And it was just all building up, and I was like, oh, this is not like how I want to live my life. Like, I don't know necessarily what I want to do, but I know that this right here isn't it. And Haley and I actually went to high school together. So I was following Haley, and bless her heart, she reached out to me a good 6 times because I was trying different workout programs and other like at-home things, trying the gym, doing this. And I was like, girlfriend's trying to sell me a shake right now. Like, I am not about this. Like, and I literally could go back in our messages. It's so terrible. So sorry. Love you. But eventually I was like, all right, this girl like literally just quit her job. Like, what do I have to do to do that? Because that is what I want. So on time number 6, I was like, all right, let me do this. I am in. And I sorry, I totally just lost my train of thought. I'm such a human. It's fine. On time number 6, I was like, you know what? I'm in. Let's do this. And I didn't really go all in at first. I'm going to talk about this a little bit like later on a different slide, but I started with what you would call like a hobby coach, was basically like I dipped my toe in. It's like, let me just dabble in this because I'm still not sure if this is a scam or not. So let me just kind of like see what it's all about. And I just like did the same thing. I signed up friends and family and that kind of thing. And then work was getting horrible. I was having more anxiety. I was digging myself a hole financially because when you feel lost and broken, like you do all the normal things like shopping too much to try to kind of fill that void. And that was me. So there was like tons of credit card debt and all this stuff. And I was like, all right, what I just need to like make a decision and just do this. So I decided to just go all in from that point forward. I was like, you know what? No. I'm done. I need to change my life. I want to actually live my life like outside of the walls of my office. So I went all in, and 9 months later, I quit my job full-time. Insane. Can't believe it. And now, 3 years later, like I'm working to retire my husband, who works full-time and commutes 3 hours a day every single day, and it's horrible. And watching someone do that is like terrible. So now I'm like, I get to be home with my dog every single day. Like, that is my life. I am a stay-at-home dog mom. I'm obsessed with it, and we just want to like live our life together. So that's what we're working towards. And we also want to move, which is like what this opportunity is going to be, because we can bring it freaking anywhere, and it's amazing. So I know I went through that like wicked.
Oh, you actually crushed it, Kai.
I'm like, did I leave anything out, probs? But what, you get the gist. It's literally life-changing. And like, I mean, it's not just like you changing your life. Like I said, like I'm going to retire my husband. Like, it's going to change your whole life. Like, and you know what, maybe you're not married, maybe you have a family or whatever, parents you want to help, like whatever it is, like dream big and like keep dreaming bigger and bigger and bigger, because it totally can happen with this. And I'm not just like fluffing that, like it actually, like, look at all this, it's possible.
Like, maybe your dream isn't to become a freaking online health and fitness coach, because that was not mine. I didn't even know how to dream. When I did dream, I saw black. I saw the color black. So, like, maybe your dream is not, I mean, now I see friggin' all the things, because I actually know they can come true. But maybe your dream, it seriously isn't to become a health and fitness coach. Like Kyla was saying, she hates working out. She's like she said, she's the only one that did not post a transformation. She could care less about the workouts, just like my coach. She's obsessed with him, and she is him, honestly. But let this be the vehicle to get you there. Like my husband, he wants to eventually one day, nobody even knows this, fly jets. And think that he could ever do that, have the time for it or money to do that without this opportunity? Absolutely not. Let this be the opportunity, the vehicle to get you there. My coach, Keith, he always wanted to, I mean, he did it all. He makes all the money in the world, but he always wanted to make a podcast. And he never had the time, funds, anything to make that happen, but he let this be the vehicle to get him there. Anyway, Danielle. Hi, baby.
Hi, guys. I'm Danielle. So I'm one of the few moms on this team that I know of, like out of this group of leaders, but I'm a mom of 4. And I did things like in the American dream way. Like I went to college, I graduated high school, went to college, got my degree, went to work, got married, and had I had 2 kids at the time. I worked a 9-to-5 job after college. I got my degree in psychology, and I thought I was going to die when I started working 9 to 5. I'm not going to lie to you. I used to call my mom up crying and say, how do people go to work every day and hate their job? Like, and it wasn't that I hated what I did. I hated the schedule. Like I hated getting up early in the morning and going to work till 5 o'clock and then coming home, and I was exhausted and I just hated life. I used to cry. But when I was married with kids, my relationship was also not great. We fought a lot. We were like neither one of us were alcoholics, but we acted like alcoholics. We were both raised with alcoholism in our family. And we acted like 2 crazy alcoholics together, even though we weren't alcoholics. And it became abusive. And I was with him from 12 till 33. Talk about codependency. And I finally left him towards the end of our relationship. He broke my 2-year-old son's collarbone. And I was done with that relationship. I decided to try to make it on my own, but I also came from a family where my parents stayed together unhappily for 58 years. So I didn't know how to make it on my own, and I was scared to death, but I was trying. And so I was freelancing as a dance teacher out here. It was probably one of the scariest times of my life. Like I just really didn't know how to be alone. And so I jumped into another relationship and repeated what I did once. And I got in another domestic violent relationship and had 2 more children. and I just kind of sunk into depression, and I started gaining weight after I had those 2 children. Well, I gained weight with those pregnancies, and after 4 years, I couldn't blame it on the kids anymore because it was 4 years later. And I used to sleep as much as I possibly could to escape my life. Like that's what I did. And I went to work every day, and I got my kids everywhere they needed to be, but I hated life. And so one day I did scroll Facebook here and there. And one day I saw one of the girls I used to teach dance to who was doing this. And I was gonna join her, but I'm like, I just didn't fully know. And so I went on a mom's page and was like, does anybody know about this company? And what do you think about it? And somebody recommended iFriend Haley. And iFriend requested Haley, never spoke to her, nothing. She messaged me. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody wants to be my friend. And I remember looking at her message, and I looked at her page, and I'm like, she's so cool. I want to be her friend. And I was so alone, in my life. Nobody really knew what was going on. And I kind of isolated. When you're in a domestic violent relationship, you start shutting out even your friends because you're embarrassed that you're still there. And I didn't want my kids to suffer, and I didn't know how to get out. And I was in domestic violence counseling for years. And I started Beachbody, and suddenly, after my first 3 weeks, I lost 9.5 pounds. I started to feel incredible. And I was like, how can I keep this up? My son said to me, you buy those stupid shakes for yourself. And I was like, I'll show him. So I decided to coach. I made $100 my first week, and I was like, that wasn't so bad. Let me do this again. And I used to be excited when I made $50 because I would say to myself, I just got paid $50 to work out. But then it kept building, and it kept building, and I just kept showing up because I had people I was being, so this gave me accountability for myself, and it made me show up. 4 months into doing this, the father of my children got arrested and hit me. And that was the first time anybody had ever been arrested for hitting me. And I never had the strength to call the police. He got taken away, and I was like, how am I going to do this on my own? And the only thing that gave me hope was Beachbody. Because I had been a dance teacher for 20 years and not making any more than $30,000 a year. And I could not make it on my own and raise 4 kids. And Beachbody was the first thing in my life that gave me hope. Because I had a vision board already, and I saw things getting marked off that vision board because of Beachbody. So it changed my life. I'm looking at my vision boards right next to me, and I have 6 out of 10 things I could take down right now, but I don't want to take them down because I don't want them to go away. So I keep them there so they keep staying in my life. But anyway, that's my story.
You worked 4 jobs when you first
I worked 4 jobs. I was a dance teacher at 3 different places, worked 4 jobs, and was a mom of 4. Just a month ago is the first time in my life, the father of my kids is out of my house finally. And I truly believe the universe had my back and helped me do this. I'm scared, but the only thing keeping me going and getting through this is that I have Beachbody.
And
Like
now
it makes me work out every day. It makes me stay healthy, and I have a paycheck that like I can live on.
yeah, and now you're 100% a full-time coach because of
Full-time
this.
coach and full-time mom. I used to not want to like make my kids suffer because I would go to work at night and I didn't want like them to have to quit sports. And now as a coach, I can coach and still get my kids to sports and still be a mom and do what I'm doing. And so
Inspiring. Oh my God, I cannot believe your story, Danielle. It literally makes me cry every time, no matter what.
I get choked up when I tell it too. I do. I choke myself up when I tell it because I'm like, I feel like I'm telling such personal stuff to you guys, but it's.
Well, that's what I love about this kind of stuff is because I don't ever share like the whole I was really poor growing up and type of stuff, like a Salvation Army life, because my mom would kill me. But I do share it in here a lot, and I hope that you guys can relate to that a little bit more and like, I don't know. But anyway, Danielle, you're amazing as always. So now I know we don't have tons of time, but the rest of the stuff honestly takes like no time. So let's just fly through like the rest of like the information. Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome.
I forget, this is Kyla, right?
This is me, but I thought I was second. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm just rolling with it. Okay, so this is kind of what I was talking about in my story is that like I started out as what we call like a hobby coach. So basically what we mean by this is there's different levels of coaching. So not everyone wants to come into this and like wants to quit their full-time job or whatever. Like maybe you just want to earn extra money for vacation or build a savings account or pay off debt or whatever. So like this is like kind of showing you different levels of like, you know, obviously if you want to quit your full-time job, yes, Haley just put in the chat, like screenshot this if you want to look at it. Like if you want to quit your full-time job, then obviously like you'd want to end up more in like the part-time, full-time kind of category. If you're just looking to like, you know, cover your shakes or make a little bit of money, you're probably going to end up more in like the hobby category. Anyways, so discount coach literally just means that you are signed up just for the discount. We as coaches get 25% off everything that Beachbody has to offer, which is amazing. And so it doesn't mean that you're doing any like, you know, business building activities or anything like that. You're strictly like, you just want to work out, get shakes, but you want a discount. That's what the discount coach is. Hobby coach, you're going to do a little bit more. So same thing, coach, you get the discount as well, obviously. This is like more just like dabbling in like friends and family, and maybe you put up a post on social media every once in a while, you know, showing what you're doing, or like when you finish a program, that kind of thing. And you're investing, you know, maybe an hour or less into the business every single day. So, you know, it's not like you're going ham on it or whatever, have to invest like a ton of time. You're just, like I said, dipping that toe in. And then part-time, obviously, same things, coach, discount, friends and family, obviously. But at this point, this means that like you actually do want to get something out of this that's more than just like a check every once in a while. You know, you want to build something that, you know, can maybe cover your car insurance every single month or something like that. So you're going to be inviting and doing a little bit more of those business building activities, which like Haley said at the beginning, we have a training to go over all of that with you. So if you're like, what the heck does inviting mean? Don't worry about it right this second. Just know it is something that you're going to be doing, and you're going to be investing just a little bit more time, 1 to 3 hours a day. We don't mean a chunk of like 1 to 3 hours. We mean 15 minutes in the morning, maybe your lunch break. Like Lindsey said, bathroom break at work, like while dinner's cooking. That was like my jam back in the day when I was working full time. 30 minutes, I knew I had every single night to do this. So, you know, wherever 1 to 3 hours fits into your day, that's what it is. And then we talk full-time coach. And this is like, you can start at one and build up to like the next one, by the way. You don't have to like just be like coming in as hobby coach and that's what I'm going to be forever. It's like, no, you might like come in, dip your toe and be like, fucking love this. Ooh, sorry. Want to do more. So full-time coach, obviously all the same things. You're doing more, which we will tell you about how to do and how to build up into doing more. You're showing up on social media every single day. You might even get to do stuff like this eventually. Sounds scary. Don't worry. It's okay. And you're investing more time into your business. So we say 4+ hours a day. Again, that could be it, wherever that fits into your day. Also, I do have some girls that are like, full-time moms or whatever. So they may do like a lot of work one day when they have time, and then maybe not as much the next day, and then more work the one day. So it's really like you get to fit this into your life. As long as you're doing those core activities every single day, and like consistency is key, like you can build this. So yeah, that's me.
That's perfect. Like, let's be real though. Nobody starts off full time. Like, you all have a job, being a mom, working, whatever it is. No one really starts off, I'm going to be a full-time coach and put all my effort into this. It's just like, no, we all have something we got to do and put make us a priority. This is more of like a second thing. And then as soon as that you get to quit that job, then you become a full-time coach. But once in a great while, you get somebody coming in as a full-time coach, but you got to work your way up to that. Okay, Ashley, it's your turn. Thank you, Kai.
Yeah, so basically, you guys, with becoming a coach and things like that, part of your job, is sharing your journey and using social media as a platform to share that journey. All of us became connected on Instagram, basically. I mean, Kyla and Haley knew each other from high school previously, but for the most part, every single one of you on here probably found whoever invited you on like Instagram or Facebook or something. So by sharing that and showing that you're looking to like help and inspire others and using social media as that platform. So you're showing them that you are proof that the products work. Showing your shake each day and doing the workouts and things like that, and sharing things like transformations, talking about what's involved with your boot camps. And I use the word boot camp like loosely. You can say boot camp, challenge group, accountability group, whatever you want, but showing people that there is 3 pieces to this puzzle when it comes to getting results and wanting to change your life. And that is the workouts, nutrition, and having accountability. A really big thing too to remember is that there are multiple different platforms that you can use, such as, Instagram stories, Facebook. Is Twitter still a thing? I don't even know. I don't know. But, utilizing what you have available to you and what works best for you. I know for some people, Facebook is totally their jam. For me, I started off using both platforms, and now I mainly work my business on Instagram. And like it says right there, you guys, like your social media is your storefront. You are showing people, being an example of what can truly happen when you commit to something like this. So I know that a couple of the girls said before, you can literally take your business anywhere. Hello, as long as you have this thing, your business goes with you. Like literally, even to the bathroom, you guys, your business goes anywhere with you. So as long as you can work and you have Wi-Fi or something like that, you're able to work this business and just kind of share about how it has worked for you and how it changes your life.
Thanks, baby.
All right. So my favorite part about this business, you guys, is that this is an opportunity where you can be an independent business owner without much of the responsibility that typically an independent business owner has. So basically what we do is we let corporate do the rest. When you sign on to Coach, you have access to an entire online office that we don't have to create ourselves. It's an entire back office where you can work your business, and it's really easy to navigate. And the best part, again, about this business is you're not doing it alone. So you have a coach that's there to guide you along the way, teach you the ins and outs of the back office, and, you know, what you should be paying attention to, what you can learn another day, stuff like that. It's also really important to remember that with Beachbody, you are not a distributor, which again, I'm obsessed with, because that means that there is no entry fee aside from investing in your own health and fitness. We're not shipping any products personally from our apartments or our houses. We are not storing any products, which I think is really uncommon in a lot of these businesses, is that we're not, sending and shipping things, directly. There's no investment. There's no minimums. There's no physical storefront limitations, but which kind of goes back to what, I mentioned before, is you can take this business with you anywhere, because you can literally be anywhere, working from your phone, working from your laptop, your tablet, and, being able to take this wherever your life takes you, because let's be real, life throws you curveballs. Life throws all of us curveballs, and sometimes we see them coming, sometimes we don't. But your business never has to suffer or move or change just because your life is. Also, the fact that Beachbody includes in that coaching aspect, we include customer service and logistics, which is huge, because I know that since I started coaching, and it's never going to stop, is I have customers who reach out to me saying, hey, how can I change this? Or, hey, how can I do that? And it's not stuff that I have direct access to, because we have a whole customer service team. And sometimes I think about, if I was an independent, gym owner, and I had to pay for employees, and I had to pay for, my rent, to rent my space. And if I had to pay for, insurance and stuff like that, that is nothing that I have to worry about with this, which I just feel so lucky, that, all we have to focus on as coaches is, like, Ashley said, sharing our journey and sharing it authentically, and, posting our stories and connecting with other people. And I feel like, the fact that we can just focus solely on our clients, and also building coaches underneath us to, grow. And we don't have to worry about all of this other stuff that a lot of other independent business owners do. So I feel like, as far as, thinking about this opportunity and thinking about, what you can really focus on, it's really the stuff that's gonna, I feel like, fuel you. It's the stuff that you thrive off of, versus kind of like the underlying business aspects that aren't as glamorous, for sure, but still need to happen. So shipping still needs to happen, storing still needs to happen, customer service needs to happen, but you're not responsible for that. And I think that is kind of great.
Yeah, oh my God, it's like literally the best thing ever. You don't have to worry about anything. All right, this is Danielle. We're almost done, guys, promise. Oh, Danielle, you're muted.
Whoops. We're all going away. Like, I'm leaving this Friday to go on a cruise with all these girls. I've never been on a cruise in my life. One of the perks, next month, I'm going away to West Palm Beach with the leaders on the team. Going to, I have 4 trips this year that I would never have been on. I used to beg to go on trips from, the girl's dad, who wasn't nice to me. And I used to be like, please take us somewhere. And so, yeah, we have awesome trips we get to go on that the company gives us. And I have spending money on the cruise, on board credit. They give us spending money, they pay for the cruise. That's pretty nice. I'm going to Indy in June. Is it June or July this year? I'm not sure. But one of those months we're going back to Indy for Summit, where like all the coaches from all over, that's the picture of us you can see here with like all of us jumping up in the air like crazy women. And I just went to California last month for a leadership retreat, and they like fed us, put us in a 5-star hotel. I made I made so many friends and like had so many friends from other teams from all over the world. Like, so we get bonuses too. Once you hit a certain rank in your business, you start making bonuses. You don't just work quickly. I know they're going to talk about pay, but you don't just work for commission. You work, your team makes money. So even when I don't sign people up, I'm making money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never have weeks where I don't get paid because I didn't sign anybody up. Like, that's not part of it. But one of the biggest perks for this to me is I show up every day for my own self to work out because I am a coach. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's probably the biggest perk, because I would not show up. I would make excuses and not be here because it's my job and it's my paycheck. I show up every single freaking day. And so I think that's everything. Do you guys have more?
Not really. Same thing. You know, I never once traveled really before coaching ever because I was just replaceable. They could care less if I ever asked for a day off. They would literally laugh in my face. Yeah. So, same exact thing. I literally travel almost every single month now with my husband. And before, I used to have to ask my manager permission to call my husband just to say goodnight. And now I retired him, and he can come on all these free trips with me all over the world all the time. And it's like, this would never have happened if it wasn't for this coaching opportunity. So I think we got one more slide left. I think it's just me, correct?
Somebody just asked a quick question. I made bonuses like before I was even, once I hit diamond, there was bonuses that I hit.
Yeah, you can make, yeah, you can like literally look up the I can't like think of the word, coaching, like the money and all that stuff.
Compensation plan.
Yeah, the compensation plan. Like,
it's also in our training too. We explain it all in detail in our training.
It's in our training for sure, but there's tons of ways to make money, which is why I'm not going to go over all of it. Is the next slide like me, question and answer, and money?
Oh, it's me real quick. I'll wrap this up in like 2 minutes. So you can change your life mentally, physically, in any way, shape, or form you want to with this opportunity. And like everybody has obviously stated, this has changed their lives in so many different ways. When it comes to traveling, again, this is a huge thing, I think, for a lot of us. For me, I had gone to Florida several times. I had, traveled within the state several times, but I never thought I was going to be that person that could travel abroad or do anything crazy with my life. I just thought, okay, Kelsey, this is where you're at. This is where you're meant to be. It's never going to change. Since coaching, you guys, I have been to Portugal. I've been to Spain. I've been to Italy. I've been to Canada. I'm not going on this cruise coming up that I did qualify for just because it's so close to my wedding, but I already qualified for another trip to Punta Cana. Like, we have so many things coming up that have to do with coaching that you can qualify for and achieve, and just all of this traveling and these things that in your wildest dreams you feel like, I could never do that because I'm not meant for that. Stop limiting yourself. Stop thinking, I can't, I won't, I will never, and think, what can I do next? Where can I go next? This is the thing that could change your life forever. It can bring you from, being overweight, feeling like you're lethargic, feeling like you have nowhere to go next, you have no energy, you don't know what you're going to do with your life. All of these things, half of us on this team, if not more than that, probably 90% of us on this team have felt those things. And if you can get out of your own head for 2 seconds and think, I'm just going to put myself first and decide I'm going to do this. I can do this and I will do this. Give it a freaking shot and see what it does for your life. And you're going to be amazed. Every single woman on this team, every single leader on this team, that we're here for you. We're here to help guide you. You're not in this alone. And the next step is just saying yes to the rest of your damn life. Yes to this opportunity, and yes to the fact that I am not afraid to move forward and make this something that could be my forever, because this is something that I need. I need change. I need to do this. And I'm going to let Hay take the last piece here. Oh wait, I gotta unmute you. Hold on, baby. Or like I
Muted.
There you go.
Thank you. I was just screaming. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I took it down a notch. But right now I'm going to say a couple things about how we make money, but can you guys think of any questions that you have about becoming a coach while I talk about this money situation? So how do we make money and how much does it cost to join, which we totally need to make a new slide for, correct? I'll tell you right now how we make money. I mean, I'm not going to go into it like crazy because part of our training is that, and I'm not going to get into that. Like, it's literally a whole probably half hour, but so many different ways. There's trips, there's bonuses, there's commission, there's team cycles. Like, I'm not going to get into that, but let me just break it into like the easiest way possible, which is the way my coach brought it up to me. I asked him, how do I make 6 figures? Because that's all I wanted. I never thought it was ever possible. And he said, easy, Haley. All you got to do is find 5 Haleys just like you. And I'm like, what do you mean? 5 Haleys that are showing up every single day on social media, that are actually reading personal development. We'll talk about that, like when you sign up. 5 girls that are actually starting and completing programs, that are following the meal plan, that, that are doing what I'm doing. 5 people. How do I make 6 figures? Find 5 Haleys. And I said, cool. Got him. Took me a while, but I was in no rush. I never knew I could ever make 6 figures. I would never ever thought it was possible being a hairdresser or a bartender. So I was like, okay, cool. I can do that. How do I make $1 million? I asked him. And he said, those 5 Haleys need to find their 5 Haleys. That's it, guys. It's duplication, and we've created that for you. So say if you do decide to coach and you have people interested in the coach and you want to invite to the coaching opportunity, this is duplicatable. You're going to be inviting to this. We're doing it every single month. How do you learn? How do you be better? How do you learn about Facebook, Instagram, all that? How to post, how to not be annoying. How do you do that? I guess exactly what Kyla said, the times in the past anyway. We have trainings for that, guys. We have trainings for that. You just have to show up for them. Everything that we have is there for you. All you got to do is show up for that. But, oh, shit. That's okay. We don't need that. Hello. So that's pretty easy. But not going to lie, in the beginning of your coaching journey, I hate the word journey for some reason, just because there's so many annoying coaches, Beachbody coaches, I'm not going to lie, that just spam you with messages saying like, hello, are you on a health and fitness journey as well? I'm like, that's not how I do it here. We try to create real relationships because that's what this business is about. So we're a lot different than other coaches, and that's why we are very successful, and that's why we're all very happy, and so we all have really close relationships. So in the beginning, it is commission because you are on your own new health and fitness journey, and you are talking about it. You are inviting to it. You are inviting to our boot camps that you're allowed to invite to our boot camps as if they're your own. And when people sign up, that's commission, 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 commission. I'm not going to lie. It does sound gross because commission sounds gross to me, but I don't consider myself a salesperson at all. I share my story, and whoever wants to and share what works, and whoever wants to join, they will. So, over time, that commission does turn into something called team volume. And it's because over time you do create people that want to become a coach because they get results with your boot camps. And they join these things like this. And they're like, oh shit, if she can, I can. So that's where you make all the money in the world. Like I went away for 10 days in Puerto Rico just the other day. I came back and I made the biggest check to date. And it's because of a team. I never said the final number. I never told any of you guys what I made. But it's because I've never given up, and I've created a team that also does what I do. And it's really easy and duplicatable because we have it all laid out for you. You don't need to know it all. You need to do it all. You just have to – we literally have it laid out for you. So the last thing I want to say is how much does it cost to join? It costs $170 for like the cheapest package, and the cheapest package gives you the best stuff ever. I'll tell you really quickly what you're going to get, like a little bit of it. There's like tons, but you get a year's worth of virtual workouts, you know, like P90X, Insanity, 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, all that kind of stuff. You get all of those. It's called Beachbody On Demand. It's literally like the best workouts of all times for a whole entire year. You get 30 superfood meals in the form of a shake. It has, like, I'm not going to bore you to death, but like literally the shake is the secret to my success and my results. All my probiotics, all my minerals, my vitamins, all my daily superfoods. One shake is literally equivalent to like 9 servings of fruits and vegetables. It is the healthiest thing. Got rid of my headaches. It completely just give me, I stopped taking Adderall and all that stuff literally because of this. So so you get 30 of those, a whole year's worth of workouts, a portion control system that totally changed my life. I used to think that I ate healthy until I friggin' learned about this. I was like, it's the easiest thing ever. And it's not hard. It's not hard. And what else do you get? You get your coach trainings. Of course, you guys get stuff like this, but we have like a coach training for free. You get to join. You get to invite your new coaches to boot camps. You get to join our boot camps for life and also have us as your coach for life. Like, I joined 5 years ago. I paid way more than $170. way more than $170. I don't know. I'm like kind of pissed off about that price sometimes because one, I paid way more than that. And then every time a new program came out, like 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, Insanity Max 30, 225, I had to pay tons of money each time. And I had no problem because it gave me the best results ever. But I don't have to do that anymore. It's all called Beachbody On Demand. It's there. It's the second you sign up, you get all of them. So you never have to like fill out another boot camp form. You literally have access to our boot camps for life. But guys, the most important thing is I have the same coach that I signed up with 5 years ago. You know, it's not a piece of paper where you say, good luck, bye. I've had that before. It sucks. Like, I had to figure out what the moves meant, you know, how, like, I didn't even know what I was doing. But now you have like a personal trainer in your life, in your living room, telling you exactly what to do, how to do it, when to stop, when to start. You have a support accountability group, and now you have a superfood shake that fuels your body to actually be able to do the workouts, feel good the next day to do them again. And is that it? Trainings, all that stuff, guys. Like, I don't know about you, but there's lots of teams out there that don't work as closely as us, you know, and like we all literally work together as a team. Somebody said, is there there's some questions. Oh shit. But anyway, it's $170 to join. Obviously you can pay a little bit more to like get the nutrition certification. That's brand new, the Ultimate Portion Fix certification. You can do like get a bunch of the different products all together at once, but the cheapest package is $170, and you get the year's worth of workouts, the portion control, you get access to the boot camps for life, your coach for life, access to our trainings, 30 superfood meals. The only thing that annoys me is that like some people put in $8,000, like no offense to LuLaRoe, is that what it's called? They pay $8,000 just to join, to get a shit ton of leggings shipped to their house, and they hope for the best to sell them. Same thing with other things. Like, I don't know if it's unique or whatever. I'm sorry to diss, but I've had people that want to join my boot camps that they're like in those mark those things, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have enough money yet. I spent all my money on these products that I'm waiting to sell. So they're trying to like shove down these products down people's throats. It's not like that here. You literally pay $170 for a package that's going to change your life, and just all you have to do is share on social media how it's changing your life. That's it. Like, you get a package to change your life. You don't have to get a bunch of shit to try to sell and shove down people's throat. Anyway. Oh, see? Look at that. You got some unique girls in here. Any questions up in here? This is long, just like last time. We can never do this, guys. don't think so. All right, well, last thing I want to say is obviously reach out to the coach that brought you here. I mean, that invited you here, because it's really awkward for them to do that. And they were brave enough to do that for you. It's a free opportunity into a $1 million opportunity. Like, take it. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, is that all? Hold on.
So Rebecca just asked, she's already a discount coach. Is there an additional fee to become a hobby coach? No. If you guys are already currently set up as a discount coach, or you have a coach account already, there's no fee. Basically, all you have to do is just start working your business. Let your coach know that you're ready to jump in with this, and she'll get you set up in the training that we have for you. And then, like I said to Isabel, if you guys are set up currently as a customer, it's $40 US just to open your coaching account. And there's no annual fee with your coach business. The only thing you pay annually for is your Beachbody On Demand.
Thank you. I was going to say, after I totally squirrel brained, I was going to say it's kind of annoying to me that's only $170. Like, maybe for you right now, like $170 is a lot, and it was for me too, but it's annoying to me now thinking that lots of people start this business and just quit because it's a real business and it gets hard. So when it gets hard, they're like, forget it. And guys, they're not only quitting on their whole entire life, like they're quitting on all of these people. I would not see any of these faces if I quit. So just they don't think it's a big deal because, oh, I only spent $170. It's not a big deal. It's not $8,000. You know what I mean? So like, if you do decide to enroll as a coach tonight or tomorrow or whatever, act as if you put $500,000 in so you can actually make this something. You know what I mean? Like, because it does get hard. It is a real business. People are going to say no, and they're going to think that you're a big fat salesy person. But like, don't be that person. We have trainings to not be that person. But anyway, when it does get hard, people just quit because that just happens. But like, the people that don't quit, that's why we're on here. People that don't quit are speaking for us tonight and change their life. So be that person. Don't be like everyone else. I always say, like, if you like my number one most, like, my best tip is take a look at everybody else around you, not this call, obviously, around you in your life that you're living right now, and friggin' do the opposite. So when someone's like making fun of you because you want to join Beachbody, like, look at their life. Like, do you know how many people make fun of me still, saying, oh, how's that whole shake thing doing? How's the whole pyramid scheme doing? I'm like, how's that same exact office chair that you're sitting in that tiny ass room for the last 15 years? How's that? You know what I mean? How's that? Because I've been on vacations every single month for the last 5 years. Like, how's that going? So don't let people's opinions ruin your whole entire life. So anyway, I get so like passionate about that because I've had so many haters that I could totally let ruin my future. But now look at my life, literally retired my husband. You know what I mean? So like, don't let anybody else's opinion ruin your future. Okay, I'm out this bitch. It's way too long. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and hopefully we get to see you on the team, guys. We have a training. We have everything for you. Just reach out to the coach that invited you here, and maybe you can start Monday. Love you guys.